Hello, this is Taylor Elwood, your business wizard for eccentric entrepreneurs, and today I want to talk about the process of owning multiple businesses. I actually own multiple businesses. I have 2.5 businesses that I own. I co-own a small press with Storm Constantine, and then I own, of course, Magical Experiments and Imagine Your Reality. These are all, to some degree or another, different businesses. The small press is focused on writing and publishing. A Magical Experiments is focused on my spiritual practices and community. And this particular business, Imagine Your Reality, is focused on the helping and serving the eccentric entrepreneurs as they grow their business. There's some tie over between each business, but there's also enough distinction that you can't really lump them into one. You're going to find sometimes that when you go out there into your business journey that you're going to discover that you actually have multiple businesses. And when you discover that you have those multiple businesses is usually when you realize that you actually have more than one audience that you're serving. And there's enough of a difference between the audiences that you recognize that you can't really serve the same audience at the same time. They all have distinctive needs and wants and things along those lines that go a little bit different than what you would be doing otherwise. So, for example, with serving eccentric entrepreneurs, some of my eccentric entrepreneurs may very well share similar spiritual interests, but some of them may share a very different spiritual interest, or have very different spiritual interests than mine. And that doesn't really matter to me. I want to serve them. I want to help them grow their business. What matters to me is that whatever they believe is an important part of how they show up in their business, and I want to serve them in that way. Thus, for example, I've worked with people who, are devout Christians, and that works because for me, it's really about helping them to grow their business and to develop a more mindful relationship with that business in relationship to whatever their spiritual beliefs are. On the other hand, Magical Experiments really is about serving the pagan and magical community. There are no devout Christians in that particular community. And the focus is really on serving their spiritual needs and providing them with information around that. So that's a very distinct difference. With Imanian Press, it's about publishing books. Some of those books are pagan and magic focused, but some of them are focused on other things. So I think it's really important to recognize when you have distinct businesses through the distinct clientele that you have. And as a result, if you recognize that you have multiple businesses, to accordingly make sure that they're distinct enough that people understand that. The way that I make it distinct is that I have different Facebook groups for each business. I have different email things. I have different messages. I mean, my message today here is very much about business, even though I'm talking a bit about spiritual stuff. Whereas if you were to watch a video in the sister channel for Magical Experiments, you would see it mostly focused on magical work. And that's really an important distinction to make. So when you are going out there, and if you have different businesses, take some time to really get clear on your message. Who's your target audience? What services are you providing for them? What needs are you meeting? And how are they distinct from the other businesses that you have? Getting that kind of clarity will help you with your planning. It'll help you with your marketing. It's going to help you in a lot of different ways. So I highly recommend that. And more than that, just recognize too that when you own multiple businesses, you really have to organize your time a little bit differently, because you're going to be working on those different businesses at different times. There are times where I will put aside a weekend to just work on the publishing because that's what needs to get done. And then there are other times where I'll spend a week just working on the business, the Imagine Your Reality business, and other weeks where I'll work on the Magical Experiments business. So it's a distinct. You have to use your time wisely and plan it out. Sometimes there will be days where I work on all 3 businesses. So getting clear on that kind of scheduling is really important and helpful. And I'll talk a bit more about that next week. But in the meantime, if you own multiple businesses, the lesson for today is to get clear on what makes them distinct from each other. Thanks for watching, and if you have a comment about owning multiple businesses, feel free to leave below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do click on the dragon over here to do so. Thanks and have a wonderful day.